Seed starting can feel overwhelming, but it really is simple, just like everything else in the garden. All you need is a good seed starting mix. It also could just be from your compost pile. You need water, you need seeds, you need something to label your seedlings with, and you need some trays. I have used this tray at least 20 times, and we just keep reusing them. We try to go for trays that are not so flimsy. They go into the tray, so you water from underneath. Your plants sit on top. Onions is one of our favorite things to grow, just like garlic. It lasts all winter long, so you can use it throughout the winter months. We're also gonna start some celery. It is a workhorse in the garden. The other thing we're gonna start today is peppers. It's a little bit early to start peppers in warmer climates, but we live in a river valley. We like to call it zone 1.9. So we're gonna start them now so we can have nice big plants when we go to transplant out. This is why I say something from your garden like compost is great, because this has got probably too many chunkies for seed starting. Pull this extra big stuff out of there. That's why I wish we were using our compost, but we are not today. Before we put any soil into our seed starting trays, I like to make it moist. All right, I'm pretty happy with this consistency. I'm squeezing it tight. It's not dripping water. We're gonna do our onions first. These are a little bit deep for onions, but I'm gonna use them. And all you wanna do is just fill these guys up with the soil. You don't wanna pack it in hard. This tray's ready for seeds now. I need to go wash my hands and dry them so that I can handle the seeds. So there are a lot of different varieties of onion. Just grow what you feel is speaking to you when you're looking at seeds in the garden center. Now I'm going to sprinkle a few of the onion seeds in each pot. So I put in several seeds into each of these cells, and now all we're gonna do is put a little bit of soil on top. These guys, all they really truly need now is heat to germinate. We leave the lights on, but heat is the name of the game until they're germinated. So like I mentioned earlier, celery is one of my favorite crops to grow. We plant about 10 to 20 in our garden, but I start extra because I love giving them to people and getting them to try it out. I try and only get a couple in each cell because I usually thin them to one stalk. I got a little carried away. I did the whole tray celery, but that's okay. We're gonna get all of our friends and family growing celery this year. One thing that we have to make sure that we do is label celery. Also put the date on your label. On to peppers now. I'm gonna grow California Wonder and jalapeno peppers this year. We don't usually have a ton of success with peppers, but I'm gonna start them earlier than normal this year. I'm also gonna start them in a slightly bigger pod so that they can stay in this container for longer before I need to bump them up. So I like to try and get 2 plants in each cell, just in case one doesn't germinate. I'm gonna cover this first batch of pepper seedlings with some soil. And we should have some baby plants very soon. Because we put the soil into each cell already moist, these plants won't need to be watered right away. You just keep an eye on them. You don't want them to dry out. The best way to water our seedlings is from underneath. That's why we have these trays. I wouldn't fill this one all the way up. I would just fill it up a bit. And after 10 to 20 minutes, if you come and check and there's still water in the bottom, get rid of it. You want it to soak up the water and then it to be empty.
I'm not a light expert. I just know that once the plants are germinated, they need to get light. For me, I just decided to go with what I could find that was the cheapest. So picked out these lights that also said grow lights, and they've worked incredibly well for us for the last few years. When you're first germinating your seeds, you want to have the lights no more than an inch or 2 off of the soil surface. Although these lights don't emit a lot of heat, once those plants are up, you're gonna wanna really make sure that they have access to that light.
So that's it. That's our first batch of seeds for this growing season coming up. Seed starting does not need to be complicated. Light, heat, soil medium, seeds, and water. You really can start a lot of the plants that you wanna have in your garden this growing season. You can do this. Good luck.